Hello, and welcome back to Factorio. We are in our maze bot world, and while you've been away, I've done a couple of things. So I have completed our build here. I haven't yet named the stations correctly, but this work of unbridled genius is a direct insert robot frame build. And so it builds everything on site. It doesn't smelt steel locally, and it doesn't make the mundane engines locally, but it does everything else here. And I'm just going to walk you through the build because it is crazy. I've never built anything like this before. So what we want is robot frames, and they require 4 inputs: steel, batteries, green circuits, and electric engines. That's straightforward. Now, I'm trying to stick to a philosophy of building things at single sites if it is possible to. And when I did all the ratios, we had no need to make batteries elsewhere. We had no need to make the electric engines elsewhere. The steel, in practice, becomes difficult to make on site for things, and I already had a big bank of steel smelters, so we bring those in by train. And then to make the electric engines, you need green circuits. Well, again, I've been making all my green circuits in the builds that consume them. It means I probably have more green circuit machines on the map than are strictly required, but to be honest, don't think anyone's counting. Okay, so the green circuit build needs a copper and an iron smelter. So that's this mini build here. The electric engines themselves require lubricant, and here we are. That's brought in from the refineries. I could have brought in heavy oil and then cracked it down to lubricant on site. Heavy oil is only used for making lubricant, so I took the decision that we're going to make the lube at the refinery, but it's 6 2/3 at this stage, and once we go heavily into production modules and beacons, it does actually make sense to ship the heavy oil, because with prod mods you end up with much more lubricant than coming out than heavy oil going in, so by shipping the heavy oil you reduce the freight. So anyway, I've gone this way for now. It's easy to switch around. So we have lubricant and green circuits coming in this side to make our electric engines. Those then need to be fed into the robot frames, and they're too far apart as builds to reach. They would work if this was right up against the track and this was a square behind. But if you do that, you can't get the steel into these builds. So what I had to do was use an intermediate box. I also needed a train line this side to be able to bring in the mundane motors. So again, I couldn't make the mundane motors next to this, there for example, because this itself requires pipes and gears in addition to steel. And the pipes and gears, it's just too many machines to fit into a too wide footprint. So there we are. That's that half of the build. Now the other half of the build, this is feeding steel from a train. It's getting the overflow of these green circuits and these electric engines from this box. So all we have left is the batteries. Now the batteries require sulfuric acid. So sulfuric acid and sulfur. Again, I don't want to ship fluids if I don't need to. So we can make the sulfuric acid on site. This doesn't run very much, but it's fine. It's 1 fluid box, right? 2 fluid boxes. So I'd rather do that than have a complicated arrangement of trains and tanks and things. So just add water, but you also need to add iron to the sulfuric acid maker, and you need to add iron and copper to the battery maker. So we have another pair of iron copper smelters this side. So that's all reasonably straightforward. We control the inserters using the signals we're getting from the incoming trains. We have sulfur coming in here. That's straightforward. That's just the single material on this line. By doing it with single material in this line, I'm able to feed across without using intermediate boxes. So that's all really good. This station here, let's do this one first. This one brings in copper and iron and lubricant. So the copper and iron are the mirror of what's below. That's straightforward. Hello, iron. And the lubricant, obviously, because it's a fluid rather than a solid, there's never any contention between solids trains and lubricant trains. This isn't going to start pumping iron ore into the tank, so we don't need any smarts there. This is a bit of a beast. So we have steel coming in to be fed directly into the robot frames. We have mundane engines coming in to feed the electric engines. And then we have robot frames being sent out. Right, so that's 3 sets of inserters, which is why we have this mess. So we've got the the mundane engine inserters here, steel inserters here, frame inserter here. Then we've got these 2 inserters which bridge across the rail to feed through. All right. Now notice this box is the intermediate for both green circuits and also electric engines. That means that we had to wire these 2 arms up with circuit conditions. And so basically this does not put more than 1 stack of green circuits in this box. This does not put more than 1 stack of electric engines in this box. And that's necessary, otherwise one of these 2 arms would just fill up the box with its product. But it's fairly straightforward to do that with a wire condition. That's fine, and then these pull out what they need. And this is actually backed up for some reason. I'm not sure why. No, it's going again. So I'm not really sure, to be honest. The build isn't absolutely perfect. It's near enough, but not, it's near enough. Right. The problem came because this build is so big. You can see it clearly spreads over 1 unit. There was just no way to fit this between 2 roboports. So if I put the checkerboard on, you can see this covers more than 1 chunk. Okay, it's about 1.5 chunks worth of build. So I had to wrap the build around here. Now the obvious place to wrap it around is where we've got these engines, because the engines themselves are only 3 wide. There's only 1 per segment, so that leaves us a gap of 4 tiles. Remember, each segment fits onto a train wagon plus its spacer, so that's 7 tiles. So 4 plus 3 is 7. We can stride it. The problem is, this then takes up all the room by the track. And because of the arithmetic of rail, rail only lays down in multiples of 2. So we could have moved the whole build down 2 tiles to there, and I guess that would have been technically possible, and then that would have moved this roboport up to this square here, which would have freed up all the. Yeah, I didn't think of doing that. So if I was to do this build again, that's what I would do. I'd build it with that located there. Because this is located here and using up track space, I had to route all the arms gubbins around this. And the upshot of that is, because we're going around this roboport, we needed an extra intermediate box to get products into these 2. So this and the green circuit machine is outputting to this box. Then this box is outputting to this box, and then this box is outputting to this and this machine. Proper arm spaghetti. So you know, life is short. I was building this. It took like 3 hours to build this. If I was doing it again, I would shift the entire build 2 tiles down. Then I think this Roboport would fit in here snugly, and we'd be able to just reuse the arms here, get rid of this extra box. Because we're moving 2 materials into this, and we need to make sure we don't overflow the box, the simplest way to do it for me was to use filter inserters and then the same logic on this box, so they don't move more than 1 stack in here. Anyway, that's what we're up to on this build, which I'm very proud of, and does appear to be running. Right, what else is going on? Let's have a look at the labs. So we now have military science in addition to red and green in here, and chemical science in addition to red, green here. So the vagaries of the trains mean that they go to whichever they feel like going to. What's going on here? Okay. So you can see we've got green bugs. That's going to be a problem. The other thing that's been happening is that our power has been crashing. So let's have a look. There you are. You can see our accumulator charge just disappearing. And the reason is I built lots of solar, but I hadn't built the accumulators to match. So they need to be at something like a 0.87 ratio. I built 10,000 solar panels and about 1,000 accumulators. So I'm just way off. And so as soon as the accumulators are burnt through, our power falls through the floor. That slows down all the builds, and every now and again it also confuses decider combinators, which then call in random trains to random places, which is sad, makes me cry. So I'm putting down loads more of these. However, that has basically meant that we're running these batteries at full speed, and that's holding up our build. So I would like to speed up our batteries. So what can we do about that? And the answer is we could use better chemical plants. So we could use beaconed chemical plants. And I think that's what we're going to try and build now. Okay, and that in itself will probably cause us trouble, but let's give it a go. So this build here don't think that's worth having at the moment because we can't actually feed it. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is try and find the chemical plant build in amongst all this mess. Here it is. And I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, I'm also going to turn my bots off temporarily. And we're going to choose a space. All right. We'll do it here. So I would like to upgrade this actually. Can I do that? Good. Right. So we will have, and I'm wondering the best way to do it. One of those. Get rid of that. Actually, let's keep that. Right, so let's have a look at that. Is capped. Good. That. And can I fit a fourth one? No. So let's slide down to there, because then we can do 4. There we are. All right, so this should build out in a moment. So these don't need to be a particularly fast thing. Right, so this is going to be chemical plants. There. This is going to be chemical plant with speed 1s. This is going to be chemical plants with speed 2s. Now, my experience is when you ask for the things, right, so we're going to override this, to connect to the logistics network. And in fact, I'm going to delete this blueprint and copy that. That can go. Okay, so now I've got a blueprint that has connected to the network as part of it. Okay, so we want to enable when chemical plants is less than 50. I think 50 is a good buffer. Good. Then I want to enable this when beaconed chemical plants is less than 10. And I want to enable this. Whoops. I want to enable this when beacon 2s is less than 10. Good. And I don't think I can set the recipe for beacon 2s. No, I can't. That's great. So that should have... Okay, so I don't think 50 is the right number here. I think 10 is... Is that it? Yeah. So now I think I can uncap that. Good. So can we update our blueprint? Good. All right. I'm going to have to go out and greet the neighbors in a minute. Right. So let's set that. Now this is ridiculous, right? So this needs to be set to 5. That needs to be set to 5. That needs to be set to 5. Good. That needs to be set to 5. That needs to be set to 5. And I think that's everything. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is take four of these. Okay, so let's head on down and see if we can speed up this process. So let's check. So the 4 of these are currently producing 60 batteries a minute, which is 1 a second. So with our beaconed chemical plants, this will produce 177, so that's nearly 3 times as much just by that. Okay, fill them with prop mods. 198, so nearly 200. So we are now producing nearly 200 batteries a minute, which almost certainly is more than we can do anything with. Okay, so let's see if we can upgrade those with stack inserters. And let's upgrade the request size. It's still pretty low. Set that to 50, I think. It's not so much because they need to consume it, but because there are other processes in the area that will be requesting... Right, what's this out of? Sulfuric acid. Okay, well that probably needs a better inserter, doesn't it? Is that running? Okay, so this is running full time. It's not sufficient, so that's an upgrade opportunity. So let's whack in some prod mods. Now I have some better prod mods, but I don't want to spend them yet. Let's ask this. How are you doing? So this is in credit. So we have 3 to 4 times the batteries we were making. Great. All right, and I have one of these, which I want to trash because I want to encourage this whole gubbins not to be making stuff. Right, so this needs speed module 2s. Now we're making them here, but they're just being consumed as fast as they are made. Okay, so I think that is everything. Alright, so we have these assembly machine 1s. At some point I can make assembly machine beacon 2s. But I think I'm going to hold off doing that for now. I think the beacon 1s are fine. I'm only using them in specific cases to fix broken builds. Okay, and we've got all of this. So I'm going to take out this build because it's just using up electricity at this point. Okay. And I'm in 2 minds about whether I should go and collect all the science and dump it in the main labs. I think I might do that. Okay, so let's pull that out. Good. Now, I don't need all the steel. Definitely don't need wooden power poles. I think... Can I trash wooden power poles? Don't know. I'm going to request all the science. Am I actually auto-trashing science? No, I'm not. So let's add a row. So this is going to be... the reds, the greens, greys, blues. I don't know how much of this is actually in the local network. Purples. We didn't make any of the others, so good. So how much of that is on the way? We didn't have any military. We were out of blue. And it looks like it's saying we don't have any more purple. Is that legitimate? It may well be. Yep. Okay, so I think I can clear all these, safe in the knowledge that I have all the spare science pots now. And the simplest thing to do at that point is to dump it into the labs. Good. Which are here. And I've done an update. I don't know if the logic for default weight conditions has changed or if I'm just doing something slightly different. Okay, what's going on here? All these lights are lit up. These aren't. I'm not really sure why. Okay, so I've got 19 of these. So I've got 11 left. Good. They're all gone. I've got 200 reds. So I sort of want to put 50 in each box, which of course is an annoying thing to do. Good. Okay, so and it's even worse than that, isn't it? Okay. I feel like one of those puzzles where you have pots of water of silly amounts and you have to figure out and there. There. I'm trying to keep them roughly even. There we are. And then the last one is straightforward. Good. So that can go there. All right, what's the next science I have? Have I dealt with them all green? Good. So, one of those. One of those. That. And that. So that's that all dealt out with. So we have no longer any... Right, what is going on here? So none of these are lit up. Seems to be suggesting a train is on the way, but no particular train. So I really don't understand. And which one is this? Oh, that's just coming in. Right, where do we want to head next? So you can see everything's running. The bottleneck in the base is red circuits. And the bottleneck of the red circuits is the green circuit part of the build. So we are armed with some beaconed furnace 2s. Have I requested in those? I only have one to hand. The reason I only have one to hand is because they require speed module 2s and they are not being made very efficiently. Let's head back to Gallifrey and have a quick investigate of speed module 2s, because key to improving the red circuit production speed will probably be head over here. I may need faster chemical plants to make this work, so I'm going to grab a stack of those. Then if we go to this, I've got 50 of these already. I've got 48 of them. Turn my logistics back on. There we are. I'm wondering if I had my logistics turned off when I was trying to find all those science pots. Yes. Well, what an idiot I am. Okay. Well, that's a job for me to do off camera, because you don't want to see me being stupid twice, do you? Anyway, these are here. So I could go to a beacon module build now. This is a module 2, and it is slow because of blue circuits. Right, these are our blue circuit builds, and these are running at full speed. So you can see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take our beacon furnace, beacon assembler. Right, just to give you an idea, this is going from a single one of these making 7.5. And we will use prod mod 2s here because red circuits are really, I really care about them, basically. All right, 7.5 up to 26, so nearly 4 times the red circuits. Okay, and we need to up our request sizes. Okay. That in turn is maxing out our red circuit production. Okay. Now, on the red circuits, this is out of plastic. You can see how this goes. It's just whack-a-mole. Alright, and a lot of the plastic machines are orange. They're not getting the petroleum they need. So we could increase the amount of smelting we're doing. We could also look at improved refineries. I think improved refineries is the option, because we just don't have the footprint here to do much else. Alright. So, where was our original refineries build? Because I'm going to nuke it. It was here. Okay, that can go. And I can trash all those. Alright. So we'll do a similar build under here. Alright, start with this. So this is going to be standard refineries. The limit here is obviously going to be refineries. So this machine here will probably be immediately limited. Right, so this is going to make refineries. Okay, and let's have a look at this. So that's ridiculous, isn't it? Okay. And then this will be limited on beacon oil refineries is less than 10. Okay, and then there's room to do the higher refineries, but they're not top of my list. Good. So what is this waiting on? So we're stuck in a bit of a chicken and egg here. Is there anything I can supply that would help? Okay, give it all the speed modules that I happen to have. Yeah, so that's good. So it's just going to be waiting on beacons to be made. And the beacons are here. And obviously they're held up by red circuits. Okay. This isn't quite what I planned today, but here we are. It's ironic that we're bottlenecked on red circuits when the issue we have, the larger issue we have, is red circuits. Alright, is there anything I can do right now to speed things up? Right, so I can slap down built-in beacons with prop mods on the plastic we do have, and that will at least maximize the output for the amount of petroleum we are putting in. Okay, and I'm just going to do the first 4. And I'm going to whack our really good tier 2 modules in. Okay, so these are not running at full speed. We can put a tier 2 here. Good. Now, I want to replace the minimum of these possible. They all seem to be running. Alright. So, has that got anything working? Maybe. Thing is, the fluid dynamics is so weird that I just don't know if this is working reliably. I really only want fluid to flow up here if we've managed to feed these machines. Okay, do we have any valves that would help with that? So that's an overflow valve. So I could put an overflow valve there, which should keep this machine running full time. It's only going to let fluid through when this is over 80% full. Which means this machine just gets all the fluid. And we can stick one of those there. Okay, so that's going to pretty much guarantee that we use our good machines before we use the bad machines. Awesome. So, let's go back and see if we can get some better refineries. We have not crafted even one better refinery. Okay. So. Definitely want to upgrade these arms. I think the time for blue arms has been and gone. And on the builds here, I just want to upgrade the arms, not the machines, because it's quite a lot of machines and we don't have the power to feed them. Okay, that was tedious. Do I have an upgrade planner that would do that? Alright, so let's just add a rule to here. So that's going to go from slow arms to fast arms. And now I can just drag that over this whole build. Like that. Good. go. Now, I'm sure that the slow arms are technically fast enough. I just don't want to chance it. They're certainly fast enough when you have a single type of item being moved by the arm. Alright. What else can we optimize here while we're waiting? See, all of this is waiting on plastic. And this is still waiting. Can we steal some beacons from another build? Okay. So this is requesting some beacons. This is requesting beacons. Let's head up to here. Do any of these? This requests beacons. We have some beacons here. All right, so 5 of them. That's enough to get 1 upgraded refinery. Let's head over here, put that refinery to good use. And fill it with tier 2 modules. And we are going to ask, standard refinery output is 300, 540, 660. Those are in the thousands. So this one machine is doing more work than the entire refinery complex was before. And this was doing more work on the plastic than before, so we should be doing much better now. Yeah. We're still not doing enough to... Oh! We managed to drive our second plastic machine. That's pretty awesome. So if we get another one of these refineries in, that may be enough. I don't want to upgrade everything as far as it goes because we don't have the power for that. But I'll show you why I'm fiddling around with this. I would like to move to nuclear power, obviously. But the uranium's over here, and I have no idea how to get it. Alright, so you can see my issue. Goodness knows how this joins up to anything. Yeah. So, I'm going to have to stick with solar for now. But obviously solar at the moment isn't working because of our capacitor situation. Now, we can do a couple of things to mitigate the problem. So, we're running out of power at night. These boilers are running, which is in quite worrying amounts. I don't really want to put down loads more boilers. Now, do we have room for steam tanks on the end? We do, but only on alternate ones. Okay, so this is requesting 50 coal. What I could do is change this request to 200. Now, the logic of that is that there will be a larger buffer of coal. By having a larger buffer of coal, we mean that at night there's more that we can do without needing the bots to deliver coal, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4 stamps. Alright. So it just means that at night time all this stuff is running even if the bots don't have the power to bring the fuel down. Okay, let's have a look up here. We've still got a sizable amount of coal in this mine. So I could fiddle around with putting tanks on the end of the boilers. That would allow excess steam to be built up during the day and then released at night. But the whole thing was not really designed with that in mind in the first place. So it would be a bit of a pain to retrofit. I'd rather just have a buffer of coal than have a buffer of steam. Alright, what else? I've got a couple of personal laser guns. And I am tempted to see if we can go pew-pew with those. Alright. So, where is a problem? And how are we doing for stuff? Alright, so where are chemical plants on? There they are. Alright, so standard chemical plants, 10 to 10. Alright. Chemical plant beacons, 10 to 10. Of these, 4 are on the way. I think I'll take 4. That's a good number. I have plenty of assembly machines. I have plenty of beacons. So I think we're ready to go to see if we can upgrade red circuits. And we'll start off with one build. Okay, so let's go to there. Yep, I am in the train. I've made that mistake a few times. Good, and off we go. I actually quite like going through the base now. It's a nice tour. So all this is parking now. Just a minute. Okay. Right, I'm just gonna back in out of the main. Okay, let's go back. So, I saw some trains parked with red circuits in them. In empty. That means they went somewhere to unload their red circuits and the unloading failed. Okay, so they went to modules and it failed to unload. Let's have a look at modules. Right, that has plenty of red circuits in. That's modules 2. That has no circuits in. So that's weird. So that failed to unload in blue science. All I can think is that there was a brownout in power while unloading. But in any case, both of these have red chips, so they can be sent to full. And then we'll see if they get reassigned to a job. So that is being sent off for a job. And we'll double check to see if the other one does. Yeah, it does. So where is this going? Okay, so that's going off to this module build where it... Good. Good. And the other one... They're going to here? It is. Okay, so what is this needing? Engines and production modules. Right, so this has 1.6k of engines. So I think these red circuits will be It'll need one more load of red circuits after this, and then that's done. And then we'll get purple science starting to be crafted. It's got its rail. It's waiting on these. So that's an improvement. All right. Weirdness. Let's head off to there. So one of the problems with having train parks like this, or particularly train parks like this, is sometimes trains on the main track get held up. Now there's probably ways around it. So in the case of this build here, it's a single block all the way up. So we should break that up, right? So we should have, basically before each build, like that. And then the same the other way. Alright, that seems to be better signaled on the way out. But these are the things you have to watch out for. We have a bit of radar dead spot here, so we'll put down a radar. And again, these are all the little jobs that I notice when we're traveling around. Okay, so I'm here now. I would like this to go faster. At the moment, these are... How are they doing? Okay, so these are running at full speed for what they can do. So let's take our upgraded assembling machines. That's furnaces, assembly machines. Okay. So, and then we're going to fill them with our very best prop mods because it's I don't have quite enough. Okay. Let's pull those out. I have enough of the not quite super duper ones. We may actually need the other ones to boost something, things like red circuits. So let's have a look at what this runs out of red circuits, right? And red circuits is waiting on copper. So let's start off by boosting copper. And I'm going to boost all the copper machines. Brilliant. So that's backing up, and I think we can fully module those. Yeah, it's still backing up. Now, what is this waiting on? Red circuits. So that's just not running fast enough. So again, if we take our assembly machines, there we go. And the problem we have is power again. So if we look at 1 hour, right, you can see the solar just caps out. We don't have enough steam engine to supply everything, and there aren't enough batteries. Right, so this should be coming back to a speed soon. Alright, I'm going to upgrade all my arms to stack inserters because... just on principle. So from blue to green, I'm doing a specific upgrade because I don't want to upgrade other things which are in the build. Right, so all of that. Do I even want to carry blue arms around anymore? I don't think I do. I'm never going to use them. Alright. So what is this waiting on now? Okay, so this is waiting on its smelter, but to be honest, it's not managing to... maybe it is. Maybe it's now capped out on smelting. Alright, so this we can replace with Beaconed Electric Furnace 2. And this might be worth using the better modules. Okay. So I reckon that's crafting out once every 3 seconds in practice. But yeah, that's every more than 8. So I think we've more than trebled the production, even though this isn't running at full pelt. So I think that's a result. I'm going to take that as a win. I'm really tempted to direct a train of red circuits back to base. How are we doing? That's halfway. Just out of interest, how are we doing now? Alright, lots of activity. And these are still waiting on plastic. Are they? Yeah, they are. And plastic. This can't put out plastic anymore. Alright. So it's not a plastic problem anymore. That's full of plastic. That is full of plastic. Yep. All the red circuit builds are running now. The blue circuit build is running. Ah, it's possibly green circuits that are a bottleneck now. And I'm tempted to upgrade all our green circuit builds to beaconed things. We have 4 green circuit machines there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, well, I'm happy with the upgrade on this build. We obviously can't support the power right now, but it's an improved build. We can come back and roll the other ones over as we have materials. Okay, so out of interest, these sciences have still never been picked up. Has this science started to craft? No. Do we have... Yeah, engines are being made. 1.7k, so that's a good start, isn't it? And which... Okay, that's not right. That light should not be lit up. Okay, so I'd like us to go to there, please. Because I'm pretty sure it should not be trying to call in a train to pick up purple pots when it doesn't have purple pots. This is a junction, obviously, I haven't fixed. It's right on top of a green science build. All right. Sorry, engines. Right, so this... Oh, This says whenever it's more than 400, but it should be 4,000, shouldn't it? Okay, so first issue, it was set to the wrong threshold. Second issue, a train did not come in. That's set to furnaces being manufactured. Alright, let's have a look. So I've definitely got a train stop for that. Do I have a priority assignment? Alright. Yep, I have a priority assignment for furnaces. Okay, so I have a train at the empty furnaces stop. Let's have a look at that train just to check its schedule is set correct. Yeah, so that all appears to be set up correctly. Let's just send it around in a loop just to double check. So I'm a bit confused as to why it wasn't called in when this light was erroneously on. Don't know. No idea. Okay, so next job. So this is the next build. We have low density structures, processing units, and flying robot frames. So we have everything needed to put down a gold science build. I am going to copy this and just put it there for now. Okay, I'm also going to jump out. Save. And let's see if our lasers work. They probably will not because of the lack of power in our suit, but I want to give it a go. Okay, logistics, let's trash the pipe. Anything else I can trash that I do not? Yeah, I don't need that. Okay. And the second PLD. Alright, so I've got a game save for when I die. Okay, so that's definitely not enough firepower. So I need the next suit. And the next suit requires gold science. So yeah, that's kind of where we're up to. Alright, so where can we put gold science? We've used up all our space here. I don't want to build into here because we'll need this coal. We could put it here. That's probably as good a place as any. Alright, so let's take out these solar panels. Off they go. We don't need 2 radars. That's overkill. Our blueprint here has all that I don't think I want. Let's keep that. All right. So this build would go there. And I think that's a sensible place for it, all things considered. Put it down. I can't really drive over there yet because I will block the coal, and the coal is what's keeping us from dying at night. Am I? Yeah, I am in the train. So let's get some of this built, and then I can drive around here. In fact, let's just drive there, and then go into manual. Good. I'm just going to skip there, back in, and put down a signal here so I don't block. Alright. So what do we need to change for this build? Well, obviously it's different materials and a different research, but apart from that, I think it's exactly the same. Get the whole thing in. Okay, so blue arms be gone. Did I not set that to be trashed? Yeah, I did. Alright, so first of all, gold. Right. And we'll change these recipes to gold. Good start. Gold needs, yeah, 2 blue, 1 frame, 3 LDS. Two processing units. And the threshold on this will be 16. No, 8, sorry. And the priority scheme for this is train full of blue circuits, and this needs to be set to blue. Okay, let's take that. Great. Then this, yeah, is gold. This needs to be set to gold. Good. Then low density structure. Now it stacks in 10s, I think. So that would be. Does it really only stack in 10? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's one of those annoying ones. So that's only 40. And this is arguing for why really, yeah, it's frustrating that it's such a speed difference. All right, so 40 of those. These stack in 50s, so 400 is right. Oh, sorry. It's not these at all, is it? It's robot frames, but they also stack in 50s. So 400 is correct. This schedule. Right, let's set this up. This needs to be gold made. This needs to be low density structure, a train full. Have I done that right? Yep. Not sure what went on there. May have just been something turning around. Right, then these need to be, instead of sulfur, these need to be, so none of that looked right for purple science. I'm going to go and check those. This needs to be frames. Okay, and we'll set this up. All right, so that's all set up. All right, so that makes me suspicious of, I mean, I am naturally suspicious, but that makes me suspicious that the purple science isn't set up correctly. So let's head over there and double check. All right, so engines are being crafted. This should be set to engines. Sorry, to production modules. Well, that would be entertaining, wouldn't it? By which I mean something I probably would have spent hours trying to debug and not realizing how it had gone wrong. That needs to be furnaces. Okay, that's an improvement. And I think, because these are independent builds, I am just going to speed them up. Because there's nothing directly attached to them which needs rate compensation. Okay. And we'll do the same with the gold build. All right. So this is not doing my power use a great deal of good. All right, I'm out of modules, so let's go get some more. So let's wait for these modules to come in. Good, 76 on the way. I only need about 12 of the things. Good. Anything else? No, let's just go straight back and get this built, and then I need to set the station names, but I will do that off camera, I think. So I think with that, we have all sciences crafting. There's just some train shenanigans I don't need to sort out with schedules and things, which you don't need to watch me do yet again. And then all the science is ready to build. So then the game becomes making it work rather than building it. at least in the first instance. Right, so I needed to put extra modules there, and that's it done. So it is now the never-ending game of resource harvesting and liberation. And I think that's what we will focus upon next time. We need to find a better way of ensuring we have sufficient power. We need a better way of pushing back natives from our borders. And yeah. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I could witter on for another half hour, but it wouldn't make any of us better. So I'll leave you with the thought that if you make things go faster better, they are better faster. And with that, thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm quite proud of what we've achieved in this so far. I'm sure we will achieve more. Stay safe, stay home, stay well, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.